Reminds me, congratulations to President Trump on winning the Masters this weekend. This is Trump's doctor, the guy who wrote this up, Navy Captain Sean Barbabella. He is, that's also the face he made when Trump dropped his pants in the examination. Dr. Barbabella claims that Trump is 6'3", which he is not.
Donald Trump just exploded, and what set him off will shock you. Jimmy Kimmel dropped a bombshell revelation, and Trump's furious response reveals something no one saw coming. This isn't just another political feud. It's a story with hidden twists, buried facts, and consequences that could change everything. In this video, we break down the explosive moment Kimmel exposed a shocking truth about Trump.
They're in for President Trump's annual physical exam, and guess what? He's in excellent health. Of course he is. He eats right, he avoids unhealthy foods, diet soda, he manages stress, he doesn't hang on to anger, he gets a good night's sleep, he limits his time on today. The college football national champion Ohio State Buckeyes visited the White House, and since JD is an Ohio State alum, Trump let him come meet the team. So keep your eyes on the left side of the screen here, because they even let JD hold the trophy.
One that's been hiding in plain sight. You'll hear the exact words that sent Trump into a rage, the real reason this scandal hits harder than the rest, and why the media isn't telling you the full story. We've dug deep to uncover the lesser-known details that make this clash, different from anything before. But here's what they don't want you to know. This isn't just about Trump or Kimmel. It's about what this fight reveals behind the scenes. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see this story in a way no one else is showing you. Welcome to the channel, where we go beyond the headlines. If you want the real story, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because, trust us, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Donald Trump just exploded in anger, and it's all because of Jimmy Kimmel. The moment Kimmel's segment aired, Trump fired back with a rage-filled post on Truth Social. But this wasn't just another rant. The late-night host had struck a nerve. Exposing something so explosive, Trump had to respond within minutes. Kimmel didn't just mock him or tell a joke, he revealed a shocking truth. Something buried for years, something Trump thought would never resurface. And when the clip went viral, the backlash was instant. Critics called it a smoking gun. Supporters dismissed it as fake news.
Jimmy Kimmel's a loser. I do Jimmy Kimmel. I did him a lot.
Yeah.
And he'd be standing on the sidewalk. Oh, sir, may I bring you in? He'd bring me in every time. The whole show is talking bad about Trump.
He called us doofuses when we had you on.
He's a group of doofuses in flat-brimmed hats.
Guess what? We did
Ask him how many.
what he did.
Ask him. Yeah, you do bigger. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. His show's done.
Jimmy Kimmel would meet me before the election. I'm telling you, true story. I don't even think to deny it. No talent. But I'd go to a studio to do a shot, He would stand outside on the sidewalk waiting for me. Oh, here he comes, Donald Trump. Oh, he opens my door. I said, does he do this to everybody, to his people? He does it for nobody.
Right. Including you, I do it.
But the real story? This wasn't just about embarrassment. It was about accountability. The clip in question? A never-before-seen moment from Trump's past? Words he thought were off the record, actions he assumed were forgotten. Kimmel didn't just replay an old soundbite. He connected the dots in a way no one else had. And when the evidence hit the screen, even Trump's inner circle went silent. But here's what makes this different. Other presidents and politicians shrug off late-night jokes. Trump? He never lets an attack slide. Yet this time, his reaction was louder, angrier, and more desperate than usual. That tells you one thing. Whatever Kimmel uncovered, it hurt. So what was in that segment? A secret deal? A leaked recording? A confession? The answer is worse than anyone expected.
We all know, even the people who like the president know he makes things up, but still, it's weird to hear him tell a lie that specifically involves you. All of a sudden, you're like, wait, no, he's lying. That's not... For the record, not only was I not on the sidewalk waiting for him, opening the door to his car, I didn't even go to his dressing room to say hello for the show. I never do. In 15 years, I don't know, I've done it 7 times. I like to greet the guests on stage. I feel...
And by the time Trump finished typing his all-caps response, one thing was clear. This fight was just getting started. Jimmy Kimmel didn't hold back. On his show, he aired never-before-seen footage of Trump from a 2013 private event, where the former president made shocking comments about his own supporters. The clip, buried for over a decade, showed Trump mocking the very people who would later become his most loyal voters. These people would believe anything, he said with a laugh. Tell them the sky is green and they'd defend it. But it wasn't just the hypocrisy that stunned people, it was the timing. Kimmel dropped this just as Trump's 2024 campaign was gaining momentum. And the footage? Completely verified. No edits, no shady sources, just Trump's own words, clear as day. Even fact-checkers who usually battle over out-of-context clips had no defense this time. The damage? Beyond embarrassment. This wasn't a policy flip-flop or an awkward hot mic moment. It was Trump admitting, on camera, that he saw his base as gullible. And for voters who built their identity around defending him, that cuts deep. Within hours, Trump betrayal was trending, with even some conservative influencers asking, how do we spin this? The bigger problem for Trump? This wasn't a one-off. Kimmel tied the clip to recent reports of Trump privately dismissing his rally crowds as low IQ, a pattern that's harder to dismiss as liberal editing. And with midterm elections looming, that kind of footage doesn't just go away.
After his physical, Trump gave his own medical update to reporters on Air Force One.
Did they give you any suggestions or advice of anything you need to change up?
A little bit, but overall, I think I felt I was in very good shape. Good heart, a good soul, very good soul.
Right, very. And then Trump bragged about how he aced the rudimentary cognitive test.
I wanted to be a little different than Biden. I took a cognitive test, and I don't know what to tell you other than I got every answer right.
Can you tell us what the cognitive test is? That man, woman, person, camera, TV?
I think it's a pretty well-known test.
Trump didn't. Wait 24 hours. He didn't consult advisors. Within 90 minutes of Kimmel's show ending, his Truth Social feed exploded with all-caps fury. Fake and illegal. Disgraceful Kimmel should be sued into oblivion. He posted, followed by 6 more ranting, messages in under an hour. But here's what stood out. He never actually denied the footage was real. The threats got more specific and more alarming. By midnight, Trump vowed to prosecute every Democrat comedian if re-elected, name-dropping Kimmel 3 separate times. Legal experts immediately flagged this as dangerous rhetoric, but the damage was done. His base started sharing the posts with, finally, a president who'll fight back, while opponents screenshot them as proof of unhinged authoritarianism. Then came the interview meltdown.
Like, what is this? Did you see this? The earthquake's coming, and then 3 seconds later, we feel the earthquake. They predicted it was going to happen, and it happened. I'm trying to figure out if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, by the time I finished reading earthquake detected, drop, cover, hold on, protect yourself, the earthquake is here. They need to, from now on, they should just text this. They should just go, that and...
When pressed by right-wing outlet Newsmax, Trump went off script. These Hollywood perverts have been after me for years with their edited tapes and, before suddenly cutting himself off. That abrupt stop, caught live on air, fueled even more. Speculation. Why did he pause? What was he about to say? The reaction stood out because it broke Trump's own rules. Normally, he brushes off attacks or spins them into fundraising gold. This time, pure, unfiltered rage with zero strategy. Even Fox News barely covered his response, a telling silence from his usual defenders. Meanwhile, the original clip kept spreading, now with "Watch Trump lose it over this," captions slapped across millions of shares. By morning, the fallout was undeniable. Liberal accounts mocked his temper tantrum, but more importantly, undecided voters started commenting, "Why's he so angry if it's fake?" That shift in public perception, not the legal threats, is what could haunt him long after this news cycle ends.
Cognitive tests, I think 4 times, and I've got nothing wrong. That's what the American people want, right?
That's right. That's what we want. We're very proud of you, Mr. Here's another nutty thing. There are now more than 700 reported cases of measles so far this year. There have been deaths to the point where our Secretary of Health, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., finally admitted that the vaccine is the most effective way to prevent spreading this disease. And now his army of screwballs is mad at him for saying that. RFK was hard at work at a UFC fight this weekend. And watch closely here as Donald Trump, his boss, coldly rejects.
The internet split in two within minutes. Twitter X became a war zone. Trump loyalists spammed Kimmel lies with memes of the host photoshopped as a cartoon villain, while resistance accounts hit back with "Trump admits it" trending nationwide. But the real surprise? Centrist voters flooding, Reddit threads with screenshots of Trump's 2015 campaign speeches side by side with the leaked footage. He told us he loved the poorly educated. Now we know why. Celebrities piled on mercilessly. Chrissy Teigen tweeted Kimmel just broke the internet, and Trump's brain in one night with 400K likes in an hour. But more damaging was Elon Musk's cryptic, interesting provenance. Reply to Trump's Truth Social rant, immediately sparking conspiracy theories about whether the tape came from Musk's old Hollywood connections. Political operatives smelled blood. AOC live-streamed herself watching the clip, gasping, "Oh my God," at the key moment, her authentic shock getting clipped into 15,000 TikTok remixes. Meanwhile, MTG's defense backfired spectacularly when she claimed all leaders joke privately, only for journalists to dig up her 2022 speech condemning elitist politicians who mock voters. The expert takes turned devastating. Former Trump aide Stephanie Grisham told CNN, "This is exactly how he talks at Mar-a-Lago dinners." Even Fox News' Jessica Tarlov reluctantly admitted, "There's no spin for this. His base either doesn't believe it's real or doesn't care." But the knockout punch came from Never Trump conservative Rick Wilson. The tape isn't the story. The volcanic meltdown proves it's real. Newsrooms went into overdrive. The New York Times' push alert calling it a rare, unedited Trump moment drew furious accusations of bias, while TMZ, of all outlets, scored exclusives with the camera crew who originally shot the footage. By dawn, even international papers like The Guardian and Le Monde ran with global shock at Trump's words, turning a late-night joke into a worldwide credibility crisis. This isn't just another Trump scandal. It's a direct hit to his most powerful weapon, his connection with his base. That private contempt, caught on tape, erodes the US versus them bond he spent a decade building. Pollsters already see movement. Morning Consult's overnight tracking shows a 4-point dip in his strongly favorable numbers among rural voters. Not catastrophic, but the first crack in an armor that's always been bulletproof. The campaign's damage control tells the real story. Instead of flooding Fox News with surrogates, they've gone dark. A tactical retreat that screams internal panic. Their leaked playbook shows staffers scrambling to pivot to Biden's gaffes, but donors are quietly asking, what else is out? There? After Trump's incoherent Newsmax interview. This fits a terrifying pattern for Republicans. Remember the Access Hollywood tape? That was dismissed as locker room talk. Now, a second tape showing calculated disdain for voters, not just women, creates a narrative even Trump's spin machine can't shake. Historians note the irony. Nixon's downfall began with private recordings mocking the little people, legal dominoes matter too. Trump's on-air threat to prosecute comedians gave constitutional scholars nightmares. A blatant admission of weaponized justice that's now Exhibit A in lawsuits over his authoritarian rhetoric. and with the Supreme. Court weighing his immunity claim, the timing couldn't be worse.